Hello, I am Tuệ An. Welcome to Insightful Journey. Today, we won't discuss complex theories. I invite you to sit down, take a light breath, and together, we will reflect on a small yet vital corner of our spiritual life. Have you ever wondered, why have I tried to live cleanly, eat healthily, and abstain from many things? Yet my heart still feels heavy, and those around me still feel pressured when near me. We often hear, disaster comes from the mouth, sickness enters through the mouth. We are very careful about the sickness that enters through eating. We choose vegetables. We choose a vegetarian diet to nurture compassion. That is excellent. But what about the disaster that comes out through our words and attitude? There is a question Tuệ An wants you to place your hand on your heart and answer honestly right now. Does the pure vegetarian meal in your hand truly make your soul blossom? Or is it unconsciously becoming a shield for you to judge those who are not like you? The story Tuệ An is about to tell may startle you, because somewhere you might see a reflection of yourself or someone you know in it. Our main character today is Min. Min is a successful man, and he has been a lifelong vegetarian for 5 years. For Min, the vegetarian diet is not just about health, but a source of pride in his spiritual practice. He believes he is living a noble life, free from killing, free from karmic debt to living beings. Min has an unwavering principle. His dishes must be separate, and the pots and pans used for cooking must not contain any trace of animal fat. In everyone's eyes, Min is a model of discipline, until one day, Min returned to his hometown for his grandmother's death anniversary commemoration. The whole clan gathered. Knowing Min's habit, his mother thoughtfully prepared a separate vegetarian meal set in the corner of the house. But the mishap occurred when a young nephew, running around, accidentally spilled a bowl of salty fish sauce onto Min's stir-fried vegetable dish. In that moment, the atmosphere froze. Min jumped up, his face flushed. He couldn't control himself and shouted, "Oh my God, what kind of mess are you making, Mom? I told you I'm vegetarian. I need purity. Why did you let this unclean thing get into my food? How can I eat now?" Years of accumulated merit ruined. Min's shouting made the nephew burst into tears. His elderly mother was flustered, her hands trembling as she wiped the table, softly apologizing to her son in front of all the relatives. The whole gathering fell into heavy silence. His siblings and aunts looked at Min with concern. They saw no compassionate Buddhist, only a selfish man using his purity to hurt others. Min stormed out onto the porch, his heart full of frustration. He felt he was the victim. He felt insulted. Just then, a distant uncle, a man of profound, quiet practice, walked up to Min. He didn't lecture. He just gently asked, "Min, you fear a little fish sauce might stain your pure physical body. But did you notice that your words just now have stained your mother's soul and hurt that child?" Min froze. The uncle continued, "You are vegetarian so as not to kill, to save the lives of animals. That is very precious. But just now your anger killed the joy of an entire family, killed your mother's self-esteem. You wouldn't even step on an ant or a blade of grass. Yet why do you crush the hearts of your loved ones so violently?" That sentence was like a ringing temple bell in Min's chaotic mind. He suddenly realized the meal he ate was clean, but his reacting mind was far from clean. Dear friend, does Min's story sound familiar? This is the core message, what Tuệ An wants to send you today. Being vegetarian is only a means to nurture compassion, not the ultimate goal of enlightenment. If you keep your mouth clean from meat and fish, but allow it to be polluted by harsh, judgmental, and angry words, then that purity is merely the facade of an arrogant ego. We often mistakenly believe that practice means perfectly performing external rituals. We fear accidentally eating a piece of meat, but we don't fear accidentally speaking an evil word. We fear killing a chicken, but we carelessly use knife-sharp words to cut into the self-esteem of our partner, children, or colleagues. That is not compassion. That is ego attachment. But wait, don't leave, because the next part is what should startle us the most. There is a truth more brutal than anger. Sometimes the very act of being vegetarian is the reason you become distant and cold to the world. Why is that? And how do we escape this spiritual trap? The answer is right below. Let Tuệ An delve deeper into the nature of the problem from the perspective of psychology and applied Buddhism. First, psychologically, Lance's state, and perhaps yours, is called the spiritual ego syndrome. When we practice a lifestyle considered superior to the majority, like vegetarianism, meditation, green living, unconsciously, we easily develop a comparison mindset. We feel cleaner, more mindful, and holier than those who still eat meat, drink alcohol, or live chaotically. This feeling of subtle superiority is a poison. It erects an invisible wall separating you from everyone. When things don't go as desired, like the soup being spilled with fish sauce, that ego is attacked, and the self-defense reaction is anger. You are not angry because the soup is dirty. You are angry because your perceived holiness is not respected. Next, looking from the perspective of applied Buddhism, we need to redefine killing and compassion. Many interpret non-killing in the narrow sense of not physically killing an animal. But the Buddha taught about ahimsa, non-violence, on a much deeper level. Killing is not just using a knife to stab a body, but also using thoughts and words to destroy the peace of mind of others. Reflect. We walk gently around a blade of grass, an ant, fearing their pain. That is compassion for sentient and non-sentient beings. So why do we use harsh words against a human being, a sentient being with emotions, wisdom, and the deepest capacity to feel pain? Vegetarianism, in essence, is meant to cultivate the mind of loving kindness, wishing others joy, and compassion, wishing others freedom from suffering. If your vegetarianism causes your elderly mother grief, leads to marital strife, or drives away friends who fear judgment, then that is a negative condition. At this point, that vegetarian meal no longer carries merit. It is sowing the seed of division. There is a profound saying in Zen: the Buddha is in the heart, not in the rice bowl. Being vegetarian is the form, compassion is the essence. If you relentlessly pursue the form while neglecting the essence, you are like someone grinding a brick hoping to make a mirror, or boiling sand hoping to make rice. So now, what must be done? How can your practice and vegetarianism truly bring peace, not just to you, but to those around you? Tuệ An offers you 3 simple steps of practice to transform from mouth vegetarianism to mind vegetarianism. Step 1. Practice verbal vegetarianism, pure speech. Before practicing vegetarianism, practice pure speech. Pure speech is speech that contains no daggers and no judgment. Whenever you are about to get angry or criticize someone, for example, when they eat meat in front of you or do something you dislike, stop for 3 seconds and ask yourself, will the words I am about to speak bring peace, or will they cause a wound? If they will cause harm, swallow them, just as you would refuse a piece of toxic meat. That is the most courageous abstinence. Step 2. Accept the imperfection of others, letting go. Remember that everyone has their own spiritual journey. You are vegetarian, that is your good fortune. Others are not vegetarian, that is their choice. Don't force others to be holy according to your standards. If a little fish sauce accidentally spills into the vegetarian soup, if you can eat it, then joyfully do so. Like triple pure meat in some traditions. If you cannot, gently set it aside without resentment. Serenity in the face of impurity proves a truly pure soul. Step 3. Prioritize connection over ritual. In family meals, place affection above the dishes. Don't sit far away from everyone for fear of some fat splashing. Integrate without dissolving. Your joyful presence and gentle smile at the dinner table, even eating your separate dish, will be the most convincing sermon about the peace of vegetarianism, more than 1,000 words of lecture or criticism. Dear friend, this life already has too much pain. We turn to spirituality, we turn to vegetarianism to reduce pain, not to create more barriers. Remember the image of the ant and the blade of grass. If you cherish the life of a blade of grass, please also cherish the emotions of the human being across from you. Don't let your vegetarian meal become a wall of arrogance. Let it be a bridge of love. True practice is not about what you eat or what you wear. Practice is correction. Correcting the quick temper into gentleness, correcting judgment into empathy, correcting the narrow view into an encompassing view. When your mind is truly compassionate, even if you eat a simple meal or accidentally taste a bit of the world, your heart will still blossom like a lotus. That is lasting serenity. If today's story touched you or helped you reevaluate your journey, please leave a comment sharing your thoughts. A single share from you can be an awakening for someone else. And if you want to continue cleansing worries and finding deep tranquility with Tuệ An, please subscribe to Insightful Journey. Remember, I am still here if you need me.